When you stand before the Great Wall of China, stretching endlessly across mountain ridges and valleys, you see one of humanity's most impressive achievements. Millions of tourists visit every year, taking photos and marveling at the ancient stones. But beneath the surface of this famous monument lies a secret that few people know about. This secret changes everything we thought we understood about the wall. Most history books will tell you that the Great Wall was built to keep out invading armies from the north. Emperors wanted protection from Mongol warriors and other nomadic tribes who threatened Chinese territory. While this explanation seems logical, recent discoveries have revealed something far more fascinating. The wall served purposes that went beyond simple military defense. Let me take you back to ancient China during the Ming Dynasty. Workers labored for decades, carrying heavy stones up steep mountainsides. They mixed mortar using rice flour, which made the structure incredibly strong. Some sections of the wall have survived for over 2,000 years because of this ingenious technique. But why did they put so much effort into certain sections while leaving other parts relatively simple? Archaeologists have discovered something remarkable. Hidden within the wall's structure are thousands of small rooms, passages, and storage chambers that served multiple functions. These spaces were not just for soldiers. They formed an elaborate network that transformed the Great Wall into something much more sophisticated than a simple barrier. The biggest secret involves trade and economics. The wall functioned as a massive customs checkpoint system. Merchants traveling along the Silk Road had to pass through specific gates in the wall. Guards stationed at these checkpoints collected taxes and inspected goods. This generated enormous revenue for the Chinese Empire. The wall became a tool for controlling commerce, regulating the flow of silk, spices, jade, and other valuable goods between East and West. Think about the strategic advantage this provided. Every caravan that wanted to enter China had to stop at these gates. Officials could examine merchandise, collect duties, and maintain detailed records of what moved in and out of the empire. This system helped China become one of the wealthiest nations in the ancient world. The wall turned into a physical manifestation of economic power, not just military might. But there's more to the story. Recent excavations have uncovered evidence that the wall served as an advanced communication network. Smoke signals during the day and fire signals at night could transmit messages across hundreds of miles in just a few hours. This system was incredibly sophisticated. Different colored smoke meant different things. The number of fires lit could indicate the size of an approaching threat. Guard towers positioned at regular intervals created a relay system that worked faster than any messenger on horseback. Imagine being a commander in Beijing and receiving news about movements on the northern frontier within hours instead of days or weeks. This gave Chinese forces a tremendous tactical advantage. They could mobilize troops, prepare defenses, and respond to threats with unprecedented speed. The wall became the backbone of an early warning system that protected the empire for centuries. Another surprising discovery involves agriculture. Sections of the wall ran through areas where water was scarce. Engineers designed parts of the structure to collect rainwater and channel it to nearby farms and villages. Stone channels built into the wall's foundation directed water flow, helping communities survive in harsh environments. The wall supported life rather than just defending it. Historians have also found evidence that the wall functioned as a highway. The top of the wall was wide enough for horses and supply carts to travel along it. This created a protected route for moving troops and provisions quickly across difficult terrain. During peacetime, merchants and travelers used these routes as well. The wall became a corridor that connected distant parts of the empire. The construction process itself reveals another secret. Contrary to popular myths, the wall was not built by slaves. Recent research shows that the workforce consisted primarily of soldiers, peasants fulfilling their labor obligations to the state, and skilled craftsmen. Many workers received payment and food rations. Some families lived in villages built specifically to house construction crews. These communities existed for generations, with knowledge of building techniques passed from parents to children. Records show that builders used local materials wherever possible. In mountainous regions, they quarried stone. In plains and desert areas, they used packed earth and bricks. This practical approach made construction more efficient and helped the wall blend into the natural landscape. The builders were remarkably clever, adapting their methods to whatever resources were available. Perhaps the most moving secret involves the people who died during construction. For years, legends claimed that workers were buried inside the wall itself. Modern scanning technology has revealed that while some remains exist near the wall, Mass burials within the structure are mostly myth. However, the human cost was still significant. Thousands died from accidents, exhaustion, and harsh working conditions. Small grave sites dot the landscape around the wall, silent reminders of the sacrifice required to build this monument. The wall also played a cultural role that historians are only beginning to understand. Garrison towns along the wall became melting pots where Chinese soldiers interacted with people from other cultures. Trade, intermarriage, and cultural exchange happened despite the wall's presence. Rather than completely separating civilizations, the wall created contact zones where East met West. Ideas, technologies, and artistic styles flowed across the border, enriching both sides. Military historians have discovered that the wall's defensive capabilities were more psychological than physical. A determined army could breach the wall at various points, but the sight of this massive structure stretching across the horizon sent a powerful message. It demonstrated Chinese power, organization, and determination. Many potential invaders thought twice before challenging an empire that could build something so enormous. The maintenance of the wall required a massive bureaucracy. Thousands of officials managed supplies, coordinated repairs, and administered the garrison towns. This administrative system helped develop China's governmental structures. Many practices that began with wall management later spread throughout the empire, influencing how China governed itself for centuries. Modern technology keeps revealing new secrets. Satellite imagery has identified previously unknown sections of the wall, extending its length far beyond traditional estimates. Some sections run through areas that were thought to be uninhabited. This suggests that the wall's purpose and extent were even greater than experts believed. Recent excavations have also uncovered workshops, stables, and storage facilities built into the wall's structure. These findings show that the wall supported an entire economy. Blacksmiths forged weapons and tools. Weavers made clothing. Farmers grew food in protected valleys. The wall created opportunities for countless people to make their living. Climate researchers have found another fascinating detail. The wall has affected local weather patterns for centuries. The massive stone structure absorbs heat during the day and releases it at night, creating microclimates in surrounding areas. This has influenced where plants grow and how animals migrate. The wall became part of the natural environment, changing the landscape in ways that builders never imagined. Today, conservation efforts face enormous challenges. Only about 30% of the original wall remains in good condition. Weather, vegetation, and human activity continue to damage sections. Some parts have disappeared completely, with local residents using stones from the wall to build homes and farms. Preserving what remains requires international cooperation and significant resources. The Great Wall's biggest secret turns out to be something profound and simple at once. This ancient wonder was never just one thing. Rather than being merely a military barrier, the wall served as a customs system, communication network, water management project, highway, economic engine, and symbol of imperial power, all rolled into one magnificent structure. The wall represented human ambition, ingenuity, and the complex relationship between security and openness. Understanding these multiple purposes helps us see the wall with fresh eyes. Those ancient stones tell stories of commerce, innovation, cultural exchange, and the thousands of ordinary people whose labor created something extraordinary. The real secret is that the Great Wall was as much about connection as separation, about building a civilization as much as defending one. When you visit the wall today, you walk not just on a monument to military power, but on the remains of a sophisticated system that shaped world history in ways both obvious and hidden.